It's the mayor. Yeah, you know I be checking my game, clocking my grill, talking shit, swallowing spit. Been doing this since I was ankle low to a centipede, toe about knee high to a flea eye. Hey JB, I'ma do this whole song with my pinky finger in the air, nigga.
Checking my game, clocking my grip, talking shit, swallowing spit.
First, that phone over there is gonna ring.
Facebook Live, what up?
What up?
You're on Ustream or YouTube, what up?
What up?
This is the New Demand Show with JB Frank, aka the Black CNN.
Indeed.
The revolution will be televised. I'm New Demand, the rapper, the writer, the right shits.
Right
shit.
And I am your girl, Melody Dion, aka So Mellow, also known as Harriet Thugman, officially in the building.
The original gangster geek, representing nerds with attitude. Y'all know what it is. JB Frank.
Yeah.
How y'all doing tonight?
Yeah.
How weekend's going?
Yeah, man. Hey, I missed y'all last week. I was in New Orleans, but I gotta give it up. Y'all held it down. I gotta give it up. Y'all held it down without me.
Yeah.
I was watching. I wasn't here, but I was watching and thoroughly enjoyed the show.
Well, new, but real talk though, you gotta tell us where you were and why you were there. I think it's important for us to dime that out yet again. That's our man's in them, you know.
Yeah. I was in New Orleans at the New Orleans Film Festival watching 72 Hours of Brooklyn Love Story, which was executive produced by our brother, Vincent Harris. It was nominated for the Jury Award, which is an award of your peers that say that you had a vicious, great project.
Mm-hmm.
I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. I thoroughly enjoyed the whole experience in New Orleans, walking up and down the French quarters, walking up and down Frenchman Avenue with my hand grenade and all my drinks.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was great. And it was a pleasure.
Yeah. So one other thing I want to point out about this film, because I mean, Shmi is a brother who's down. He's our brother. He's down for the cause. One of the aspects of the wardrobe of the film were the jerseys that some of the brothers wore in the film. These were throwback jerseys, but they were stylized such that they had a number, which was an individual, a black victim's age, and then his name on the back. You know, so it said Martin on the back and then 17 on the front and back. I really, really wanted to point that out because that is a movement that they're trying to start. Right. That is a movement that they are trying to start. You know, the proceeds that they gain from the sale of those jerseys are being donated to charities to help those families. Look them up. Check out Vincent Langston Harris's Facebook page.
He told me to tell you stop giving his middle name out. It don't exist on nothing. He was like, why doesn't they keep saying my middle name?
I'm gonna stop that.
I don't know.
Because I thought his Twitter was V Langston. Nope. He changed it. Okay. All right.
I don't know what it is. But he was like, why do you keep saying my middle name?
I'm gonna stop saying his middle name then. Vincent Harris on Facebook.
Government
out there. You want my gold government out there.
I thought he already did. My bad, Shmi. My bad, young. So find Shmi on Facebook. And get the information on those jerseys so you can support that cause. I think it's really, really important.
Absolutely. 72 Hours will be premiering in Atlanta, top of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to keep you informed when it goes on DVD and goes online.
That's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All of us in the Atlanta area, all of our viewers, y'all need to come out. Beginning of the year, we'll make sure we get y'all that day.
Yeah. Turn up. Hell yeah.
Support that. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So, all right, y'all ready?
Let's do it.
All
right, starting it off, our what the what topic of the day, story of the day.
Can we not spend too much time on this story?
Y'all see me and JB cross our legs on this one.
Oh my goodness.
You don't know why.
Oh my goodness.
There was a man, a Honduran man, who was, alone,
no
single,
wife, no girlfriend,
no FWB, no crank joint, no girl from the upper echelon Atlanta. Yeah, nothing. And he decided to masturbate with some bottle.
A bottle.
I don't know what bottle it could have been.
We haven't figured that out yet. I think we spent a little bit too much time before.
Yeah, so
I figured it out.
But at any rate, he wound up cutting off the blood flow to his penis in the middle of his masturbation exercise to the point where his penis began to die.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by die, I mean rot, decay,
turn black,
become no more.
Okay, so here's the horrible part of this story.
As if there's a good part. I'm so lost. JB lost me right here.
Here's the horrible part. Okay.
So the medical doctor goes and talks to the press, and he says, "Yeah, this type of necrosis can only occur after about 4 hours of prolonged exposure." So this man got his junk stuck in a bottle. And then literally sat there and watched it turn black
for 4 days
before he went to the hospital. Yeah,
we have to tell the whole story. Because of this, he had to have his penis removed.
Yes.
He lost his penis.
He will never have sex for the rest of his life.
Literally died. His penis died. That's a dead dick for you. His penis died. He had to have it removed because it was decayed. Went to the hospital. And after that, the doctor came out to say, his penis is gone. His died.
Oh my God.
As a kid, I masturbated with like lotion. Or like maybe baby oil.
Here we go.
I never thought of a bottle.
No.
That doesn't even sound pleasurable.
No.
If it's glass or
one.
Yeah.
And even if why a bottle of all things? Because first of all, I don't care what type of bottle it is, regardless of what size bottle it is, the moment you stick your penis inside of it, it's like throwing a pencil down the hallway. So, like, there's nothing warm there. There's nothing that's like tight. There's nothing wet. Okay, I digress.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
I digress.
I don't get it either. I don't get I don't see how this would be possible. Or I definitely don't see how it's pleasurable.
Let's just not.
Thank you. You said it perfectly, Mel. Let's just not. Let's just not.
We put far too much thought into
right
and trying to figure out.
So let's get into
very real.
Okay.
What a lot of our fans will think is the story of the week, and that is Michele's take on what happened in the state of Compton. Via her Lifetime movie Surviving Compton. For those who don't know, Michele was the girlfriend, baby mother of Dr. Dre during the NWA days. She stayed with him during the Death Row days, and they eventually separated going into the aftermath days. That's giving you a chronological order of Dr. Dre's career. She alleges, one, she was left out of Straight Outta Compton, which was complete and utter bullshit.
Horrible.
I give her credit for that.
Horrible.
It's completely inexcusable.
Absolutely.
You knew who the fuck NWA was, you know who the hell Michele was.
Thank you.
Period. She was there from day one.
Absolutely.
Their first video they ever made was for Eazy-E's single, We Want Easy. She was the girl that said, "Hey Easy! Hey Easy! Why you in your pants like that?" That was Michele.
Yes, it was.
I think how did I do on my impersonation of her voice?
That was pretty good. Wasn't quite high enough, but
thank God, because that.
You know I can't get that.
The hardest part about watching Straight Outta Compton was listening to Michelle's voice.
Surviving Compton. Surviving.
Yes, I'm sorry. Not
oh my God! Yeah, her voice.
It was hard. The first time I started watching it, I had to like turn it off because I was like, you know what? I got to be in the right frame of mind to like listen to her over an extended period of time. So like I had to stop, and then I actually finally sat down and watched the whole thing today, and I was just like, wow. I can't. I would be totally. I don't know how they did it. I don't know. Like, she's got a great singing voice, but her speaking voice is just like, ooh.
And I always thought it was fake.
No.
I met Michele.
Hello.
Like, I actually met her. Like, I don't know her, of course, but I met her and tried to give her my demo. That's to tell you just how long this was, how old I am, and all that shit. And I tried to give her my demo, and I gave her my demo, and we talked for a minute, and she just freaking talked like that. And she had about 10 armed security guards. She had to tell the security, like, chill. Like, this is a fan. We don't shoot the fans. Like,
was this the Suge Knight era?
This was the Suge Knight era. This is after, because I was surprised she was even at BET. BET used to be in Washington, D.C., for those that don't know. And it used to be in my neighborhood. So I used to be at BET all the time. And I met her up there one time. And I had to be like 21, 22, something like that. And ran into her around the time of her Death Row album. And she called the shooters off so they wouldn't kill me. I give her credit
for that.
And she talked to me like that. I was like, oh. In this situation, I can't imagine you faking unless you had the foresight to go, this regular fan could be the one that exposes me. She talked like that to me too.
That's crazy.
I enjoyed the movie because I love that period of time. I love NWA. I love her, Michele. I love the whole thing.
Me too. I'm a fan. Yeah.
But the thing that came out of the movie the most was the Dr. Dre beating her.
Man.
That was the big thing of the movie. And I'll tell you what, I have been advised that when we go into women beating women, or women being beat, or women being raped, not women being raped. That's Browder who's talking. Women being beat or rape things or anything of that nature. And we need to make sure that we let Mel speak.
Absolutely.
Mel, I want to let you introduce this portion of the story, which is the Dr. Dre, Michele, what I call their Ike and Tina moments.
Yeah.
I want you to lead with that.
Okay, so the main point of the whole surviving Compton story was for Michele to tell her story about how basically Dr. Dre was whooping her ass. And this nigga was like putting a pause on her. Like if it went down the way they illustrated it to go down, then like it was brutal. And it makes it even more believable because he was part of the writing process and he helped produce it, directed him. He and Ice Cube both helped direct it and produce it, at least produce it. But I know he's part of the.
Well, that's Straight Outta Compton.
No, Surviving Compton.
No.
In that article,
they did not. No,
yes,
they did.
It's a lifetime.
Well, this is what I'm trying to explain to you. They had nothing to do with Surviving Compton.
That's some of that article you gave me said. Listen
to me. They had nothing to do with Surviving Compton. Dr. Dre is actually stewing behind that. They directed Straight Outta Compton movie, not Surviving Compton. I mean, you can look at it; it doesn't matter. They did not have anything to do with it. They had something to do with surviving Straight Outta Compton.
And they need to retract that in that article, well, and I'll retract my statement. So, but in any case, if he was in any case at any point, I understand he's like, oh, I'm innocent. I think he has selective memory or repressed memories. Like maybe he chooses not to believe that he was beating her, but I definitely think he was beating her. And he like would hit her. The only reason why she didn't get hit sometime, she escaped one of those beatings is because she was pregnant. And he told her straight up, like, if he wasn't pregnant right now, I'd whoop your ass.
Right. Like, and the only thing I add is according to the movie. According to the movie, Dr. Dre said something different happened. Now, what Dre did...
I think he was beating her ass.
I think he was beating her ass, too. But you can't say it as a fact. You have to say according to the movie.
And she's been vocal about this for the last 20 years. Her story has never wavered.
I agree. I don't know about it for 20 years. But I knew about it for a long time. That she's been, she suggested it for, I won't say it was a few years. It's been a few years because I know when they started doing the Straight Outta Compton movie was when she first started kind of speaking out and saying, hey,
she said it
y'all left me out. I never saw it.
Okay.
She kind of spoke out about it. I know that I personally believe Dre did it. Dre has apologized for hurting women in my past, for any pain that I've caused these women. I was immature, I was young, I didn't know any better. For any pain I caused you, I apologize. To me, that's an admission of guilt to me.
Hell yeah.
So I do believe he did it.
It sounds like she wasn't the only one.
Oh, we know for a fact she wasn't the only one because he beat D. Barnes and Pump It Up, and a lawsuit was filed against her where he was found guilty. So we know for a fact she wasn't the only one. Like she was the new one to find out about. We have documented court documents that prove that he beat women. We just don't have it on Michele. But it's a fact that Dre beat women. It's no way to get around that. It's a fact. Which is why I believe that he beat Michele, because it's a fact that he's known. It's a court documented fact that he's known to beat women. Even Eazy-E dissed him. Some women thinks being up a woman don't make you shit, but then again, some niggas think it makes them men. Like Eazy-E dissed Dre with that line. That was his fuck Dre line. Like you beating women, but you won't fight me. You know what I'm saying? Like so. I mean, it's been documented from Dre himself, from the courts, and from his detractors. So we're not even going to debate whether or not he beats women. The only thing we can maybe debate is the extent of the story that she told, because there were some inconsistencies in her story. There were some flat-out fabrications in her story. Do I believe that the Dre part was one? Me personally, I don't believe that Dre part was a lie. But I also cannot see and say it's the truth. I believe the Tupac part was a lie. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. I mean, just real quick on the movie and what transpired. It's fucked up. It's horrible. Like you said, Dre is not a good person. Suge Knight, we know, is not a good person. You got to kind of watch the movie and look at it through that kind of what's love got to do with it kind of vision, kind of scope, because it is cinema. It is picture, right? So the Straight Outta Compton story was more dramatic than the way it was in real life, as was the Surviving Compton story, right? Let's read up on the real story and then make our decisions, our judgments based on that, you know? That's what I'm going to say about that.
They have to dramatize it for Hollywood, of course, and make it interesting. But I definitely think there's always three sides to the story, to every story: his side, her side, and the truth. Yeah. And it's probably somewhere right there in the middle, what he's saying, although he's flat out denying it.
Well, at first he apologized. Now he denies it. So we got to keep that in mind too.
That's what I'm like,
at the end of the day, it's all the way fucked up. I mean, she didn't make up this kind of film off the top of her head. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. Like, you don't. Lifetime doesn't produce a film based on some shit you wrote in your diary as fiction.
Right.
Yeah, like come on now, come on, y'all.
I do want to speak to the people that are now there's an uproar about boycotting Dr. Dre. Like there was an uproar about boycotting
Birth of the Nation.
The Birth of the Nation, Nate Parker. I want to just put this out there. You can do it what you want, but I want you to at least know. Nate Parker was paid $17 million for the rights to Birth of the Nation. He stole it. He took that $17 million after taxes, put it in his pocket, and went and partied. Then the movie came out. So when you boycott the movie, Nate Parker doesn't feel that. Dr. Dre is a billionaire. If you stop buying Beats by Dre now, he sold them to Apple for over $1 billion. You're not hurting Dre. He made his billion already. Dre's going to be a billionaire for the rest of his life unless he chooses to spend it unwisely. Or maybe even wisely. Maybe he spends it on good things. I don't know. But that's what I want you guys to know. Like, if you want to boycott Dre, I'm not telling you not to. If you want to boycott Birth of a Nation, I am telling you not to do that. I am saying don't do that. However, you're not hurting Nate Parker. And you're not hurting Dre. No. But you can hurt them in the future. Maybe Nate Parker's next movie won't get purchased for $17 million.
Right.
But if somebody told you right now, here's $17 million for the rest of your life, and you was already a millionaire,
I'd be alright.
you probably alright with that.
Yeah.
So I just want to make that known because it pissed me off with the Nation. It didn't piss me off with Dre because I kind of get it, but at the same time, if you're trying to make a statement, that's just not effective.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up. It's something that we actually harped on last week when we talked about protesting and boycotting. Like let's just be intelligent and let's not chop off our nose just to spite our face. I agree with you 100% on that.
Absolutely. Anything else about the movie anybody wants to bring up? I know I wanted to bring up the Tupac part. Anything else anybody else want to throw out there?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something to touch on because he found his way into the review. It's one of the big negative kind of things that people talk about reviewing the movie is how poorly they portrayed Tupac.
Yeah, they made Pac this little soft ass nigga that showed this chunked up about his music.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Tupac wasn't going for that. Now, I'm not going to say that Tupac was going to stand there and fight Suge toe to toe and win. What I am saying is Tupac would have got his ass whooped by Suge. That would have been the end of that discussion. It wouldn't have been, fuck over there and do what I said. It would have been like, I had to whoop this nigga Pac ass tonight. I'm going to help him up off the ground. But I had no way in hell to Pac. Niggas pulled guns on Pac and said, get him to the ground. He said, fuck you. Reached for his gun and got shot. I doubt very seriously Suge would tell him shut the fuck up.
Well, I mean,
when niggas with guns aimed at him couldn't get him to do what they said.
Let's be clear though, like there's just certain niggas, and you're talking to two of them that you just don't bitch like that. Like it, and like it just is what it is. Like you can try and disrespect me if you want, but you not gonna bitch me. Like I'll die first, real nigga shit, and Pac would have too, and I think we all know that, So just a bad look.
Yeah, I don't know what the point of that was. It threw me off because I'm like, I'm on the side with the Dre shit. I don't want you to exaggerate in that, but I'm still on the side still. You throw my man Pac under the bus. I'm a diehard Pac fan, so I took an exception to that.
Maybe they did it just, like I said, to dramatize things. Maybe they did it to make Suge look scarier than he was, because his part wasn't as big as like the part of Dr. Dre.
So if you make him,
so maybe that was like a kind of foreshadowing type of thing.
Yeah.
Like to try to make it seem like, okay, this is a bad dude. Because when I saw that scene, it automatically made me think, this is exactly like Dr. Dre talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
So like, why would you even get yourself into this situation with this dude? Why would you pursue a business relationship with him, let alone a romantic relationship with him, when he's already talking to one of his artists like that? And it's the exact same way that Dr. Dre was talking to you. So that's exactly what went through my mind. But I'm thinking that was just to kind of lay out some type of foreshadowing for that.
To make him seem even better. And shout out to Daz Dillinger from the Dog Pound. He said that Suge never ever spoke to Pac that way. Suge never spoke to him that way. He was like, if Suge would have said that to me, we would have been fighting. And I ain't quite as crazy as Pac was. So I know goddamn well he ain't said to Pac. One notable thing about this story is Michele has a child with Dr. Dre as well as Suge Knight, who she wanted to marry in the movie. You got to cut on right time, watch the movie.
But not legally married.
Yeah,
that came out too.
Not legally, because there was some drama to that.
Weird.
It is definitely worth watching. If you enjoy, NWA, the story of, Death Row, Ruthless Records, Eazy-E, all the way to Tupac, Snoop, you want to watch this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to fill in some blanks that were left out of the original sort of.
Absolutely, and let's openly acknowledge that Michele was totally blanked out, cut out of straight out of comedy.
And she shouldn't have been.
That was inexcusable.
That was the most disrespectful part of the NWA movie.
Inexcusable.
You cannot leave Michele out. And for those who don't know, Michele and Dr. Dre and DJ Yellow were in a world-class record crew. Mm-hmm. Now, how she got into it, that's another story. Watch the movie to find out. But they started there. They left there, got with Eazy-E, MC Ren, Ice Cube, formed NWA and Ruthless Records.
Mm-hmm.
You hear what I'm saying? Dre, Yella, and Michele were on one side. Easy and Brim were here, and Q was Dre Boy. They all came together to form Ruthless Records and NWA. Dre Boy, DLC, Arabian Prince. I know the whole story because I'm just a huge fan. Arabian Prince, JJ Fad, and that became Ruthless Records. And they left Michele out. They left JJ Fad out. So they left the ladies out.
JJ Fad was done.
I don't appreciate that. Dr. Dre's fingerprints were all over Straight Outta Compton. And I could tell it went the way he said it should go.
Yeah.
Because Dre has a history early on of being a badass, but from around 31 to 50, Dre got a history of being like a bitch ass nigga. Like, this nigga everybody chumped up.
And then
all of that,
he was like Michael Corleone and shit.
He's beating up Suge Crew. Yeah. Dre told the story. And I'm just saying, because Dre a big dude, so ain't like Dre can't beat a nigga ass. He definitely can beat a girl ass. But Dre big. Dre like 6'2", 6'3", 240, 250.
Yeah.
And that was in his fat days.
Yeah.
Not this 50-year-old Dre that's a bodybuilder.
Right.
So Dre could beat some niggas' asses. I ain't no
ain't no lie to that.
But I don't know that it went down quite the way they portrayed it. I don't think he talked to Suge quite the way he portrayed it.
I don't think he talked to Suge that way at all. Yeah.
Right, so I was looking at the movie like, I love the movie. I love NWA, Dre, regardless. Suge, the whole story. It is one of the greatest stories in hip hop history. I'm a hip hop story.
Absolutely true.
So watch it. And I wish we had put up some Dr. Dre videos or something. But forget that. Let's take our double play. We need two of the hottest videos out right now. We'll come back, get back to the show. We got to talk about the debate.
Part 3, debate part 3, yeah. And some interesting, weird stuff going on with this election in the media and the news. We'll get back to y'all in a minute, man. Tune in, turn up.
What's the video? What are we watching?
Young Jeezy.
Okay.
Yeah, rest in peace to Brain Flow Fresh, ATL.
I just want the neck, nothing more. I don't know how she gets neck, but okay.
I think
Weirdness.
some I don't really want to go here.
But
Neck is here, but some girls get like some dominance. What do they call them?
Noms.
But out here they call them something else. Studs.
Okay.
Some studs do like to be pleasured orally.
Okay.
Either by their instrument that they purchase in the store or literally their private parts. Like they won't let you insert, but they'll let you perform oral sex on. Like,
well, there are dom lesbians who like to get penetrated.
Shout out to all my doms that told me the truth and hit your boy, because I wouldn't know. But it was like, you my brother. I'm going to tell you how it really go down. So shout out to all them that hit me to the information.
I ain't mad at it.
So I can bring it to you, because we report the news.
Do you, baby.
All right.
It's all good.
Ooh.
Right. Let's keep it moving, y'all.
Okay. Speaking of
a shit show.
People getting penetrated. Things not for the price. Ooh.
I can never lose. She can't lose. Here we go.
The
last presidential debate occurred last week. This is our first opportunity to speak about it. Donald Trump from the Republican Party, Hillary Clinton from the Democratic Party, and Gary Johnson and Jill Stein were excluded from the debate. We'll get to that later. Let's talk about the debate, guys. Anything you want to say?
It's the same shit.
Well, now let's say this. It actually started out
A little bit.
somewhat calm. Like Donald started out making some bullshit ass Republican points, and then I was like, "Wow, that's interesting." Okay, whatever. And then it started to descend, and I was like, "Okay, Mario Kart time." like I'm good.
I'm tired of it, man.
It was from what I heard, it was worse though.
Yeah,
Was it
I mean,
worse?
Well, no, I would say he started off better than he did usually.
Okay.
I would actually say out of all the debates, the second one was probably his worst one.
Yeah.
But this one, like I said, he started off better. He didn't really start to unravel until they got to like Putin, and then it was another question that led to like meltdown.
The nasty woman.
Oh, that was at the end though.
Yeah,
Shout out to the nasty women out there because I totally want a nasty. She's such a nasty woman. Hashtag she's such a nasty woman. Shirt. I really want that shirt today.
Yeah, because what happened was she said something slick, and then the moderator took over like, "She's a nasty woman." I was like, "What? What did he say?" Because the camera wasn't on him. Say it was gone, and the camera moderator, and so the next question will be, and while you're hearing, the next question will be, you're hearing
such a nasty woman.
Right, what did he say? What did he just say?
He really killed me when he was like, "Nobody has more respect for women than me." Bruh.
What?
Donald Trump is a rapper. Donald Trump is a rapper. Because every rapper says, "Nobody got more girls than me. Can't nobody rap like me. Nobody got no flow like me. And you ain't got beats like me." And whatever Donald Trump says, nobody ever does it better than him. The generals in our army are trash compared to me. If I was a general, the president is this. If I was the president, he's always better than everybody else. He can always do it better than everybody else.
The best people, the best words, the best everything.
Oh, I have the best people. I have the best people. I know the best words. I know all the biggest words. I watch the show with JB Frank every week. I know what JB's gonna say before he says it. And I Trump Towers. And I have so many people that have told me that. I gotta work on Donald Trump impersonation, JB, because he is a character. He got hand movements and a voice and a look. I promise you. Alec Baldwin he nails it.
On SNL.
I promise you, by election night, JB, I'm gonna have my Donald Trump.
Well, I mean, his impersonation starts with this.
That's right.
The nigga, like he literally like breathes like Darth Vader during the debate. But like no, Darth Vader was more intelligent than he was. Darth Vader had the Force. Like this.
Quick question. Now I want a dead serious answer. If you think I'm crazy, just say I'm crazy. But I want a real answer. Did Hillary run for president under the guise that she'll probably lose to a man and convince Donald Trump to run against her and to throw the election so she would win? Because the shit I was seeing Donald Trump say, I'd be sick like, is he throwing this election? Is he playing? Is he trying to give it to Hillary by saying the stupidness?
Well, according to WikiLeaks, that's pretty much exactly what's going on. Like, he is a pawn. He was put in there by the Clintons to kind of be that person. So, because she probably would have lost to any other Republican, and Donald Trump appeals to those people who feel like they are voiceless. And now he's giving her a little bit more of a run for her money than they probably initially anticipated. But yeah, I definitely think that he's a plant by the Clinton.
So you think he's in on it?
Yes.
Okay, JB.
This is you've had to have watched the Republican Party for at least a decade to understand how seriously they have deteriorated since I'd give them maybe Reagan was their heyday, their pinnacle, but it was the Tower of Babel. You know, it was a false illusion, and the deterioration was slow before because they were able to regulate so much of customs and were able to get so much foreign money, but now, like, these guys are idiots. Like, all of them are. Like, think about think about the Republicans that you actually respect. And then think about some of the shit that they actually did or said at one particular point. Like, that's how much the party has deteriorated, y'all. I really do believe, and I hate to say it, I believe that in their deluded, fucked up, stupid ass Republican mind, which means that they do not understand social media, they do not understand mass marketing, they do not understand the American people anymore. They actually brought out Donald Trump thinking that he would be a candidate that the party could control, and he would be a candidate who has the jazz to win. I think this is their idiocy. I really, really do. And I think that is what scares me more than anything, because some of the shit that we have to say about Hillary leads me to believe that the Democrats are starting to take over in a way that I actually don't like, because it's just becoming too fucking easy. You know, this is what the Republicans did. I don't think that's going to lead to
go
good
back to them
things
electing
either.
an actor, Ronald Reagan, twice. Then his vice president once. Then Clinton, of course, coming in for 8 years. And then they go to George W.'s GW.
I think that's what catapulted them to where they are. That was like the first
and then
step.
the next thing was, what, after GW,
McCain and Sarah Palin.
And
Sarah Palin.
But then you have, what was the brother's name who was running for a while? Marco Rubio is, again, he is a better spoken idiot. Like these aren't individuals. Like, think about who some of the other Republican cats were. Yeah, like
Bush. Jeb Bush was actually like the
he made the most sense.
Yes.
He ironically the one that stole Florida.
Okay, here's what's crazy though. The ones who make sense are drummed out of the party because they're too reasonable. Like, this is what has happened to these people.
It was people like Sarah Palin that gave these people a voice. The people who started to appeal to those Tea Party people, you know, and they had their whole conspiracy theories about, like, President Obama and him being not a natural born citizen and all these other crazy outlandish things. Think about it. The people who support Sarah Palin supported her retelling the story of Paul Revere, and they literally tried to hack into her Wikipedia page. Tried to hack into the Paul Revere Wikipedia page and change the story of Paul Revere
to fit
what she was saying. You know what I'm saying? So these people, they're clearly clearly delusional. You know what I'm saying? They've been on the downward spiral since like 2008 when they elected George Bush, and we saw that he wasn't the smartest person in the world. Then we, you know, it's just been.
When you look at delusional spiraling down, when you don't think of the Republican Party, next thing you got to think of is the NFL. And you look at the Ray Rice debacle. You look at the defensive player the Cowboys have signed, Greg Hardy. And you look at now Josh Brown, the place kicker for the New York Giants.
By the way, that was a fabulous journalistic segue.
Right?
Fabulous journalistic segue.
I always have these. I'm that guy.
So please continue. Good God.
So
Anyway.
give me a compliment, JB. You don't go all the way.
Should have done it. Done it.
So Josh Brown, a place kicker for the New York Giants. It's bad. He's it's been brought to our attention that he's abused his wife on several occasions. His diary even came forth that when he confirmed that he treated his wife like she was less than a human being so that he could feel better and feel like he was a better human being. He beat her, he punished her. I mean, he just talks about all the despicable things he did and how he's trying to atone for those things. However, reading that, you would think, punish him, give him a chance, he's learned his lesson. The NFL hadn't heard that, didn't know anything about that.
Nope.
All they knew was that he beat the dog crap out of his wife.
Yep.
Now, my issue with this is there is an automatic 6-game suspension for domestic violence.
Yes, there is.
Which I didn't know if it was excessive or not. I was like, I'm gonna ride with it because, you know, and that's better more than not enough. So whatever. But they haven't been using that. They used it for a couple black players. Then they stopped using it. And now this kicker, who's 37 years old and will retire any season now, was suspended 1 game for brutalizing his wife to the point where she filed for divorce. And the NFL did nothing to recover these documents. They did nothing to try to make sense of the situation or to assess the harshness of the penalty. They just said 1 game, okay, cool, we're good. There's a lot of people I want to get on with this story. Before I get on my soapbox, I want to give you guys an opportunity to kind of chime in and say whatever your thoughts are, whether it's at this point, whether it's the bigger point, and whatever point you want to jump in on. Just let's hear from you before I really say how I feel.
Well, let's hear from the lady first.
The NFL clearly, or maybe it's the Giants, have they've taken a position on this. I feel like that where I don't know. It seems like it's okay for white men to get away with this, and black men lose their entire career. And if you're gonna have a rule, enforce it for everybody. If the rule is 6-game suspension, can we enforce it? Not just a 1-game suspension. No, he had like a 1-game suspension at the top of the year, and now this one came out, with this whole new story, whatever. I'm just like, what's his name? Ray Rice lost his whole career. He's not the first one. There have been other men who have hit their wives, and other things have happened. Adrian Peterson got suspended for damn near the whole season for child abuse.
Not damn near.
Was it the whole season?
It was a year.
Okay. Can we have some sort of consistency? Because it seems like the punishment is always harsher, way more harsh for black men than it is for the white men. So that's, I can't really speak too much more on this whole woman beating stuff. We've already covered Michele. I'm just tired of women getting beat. How about that? Women.
And that's actually what I wanted to speak on. Like this women's abuse thing is just way too prevalent in the media, and the scary thing is I don't know if this is like a media trend new or if this is what's actually really going on, because it seems like every aspect of the media in one phase or another has a featured story about domestic or feminine abuse,
including presidential candidates.
Exactly what I'm saying. Right? Like it's just like everywhere, like every man is beating up every woman everywhere. It is horrible. And the scary part about it is that I hate this so much. I love my mother. I was raised that you do not put your hands on a female. You are stronger than her. You don't do it. So this just brings a visceral amount of anger out of me when I think about the issue. But I look at how prevalent it is. But at the same time, I'm like, is it more scary that it's a trend, or is it more scary that it might be a trend because it's actually real?
Maybe it's been happening. It's not really a trend.
I would interject here with this. It's being spotlighted a lot. There are 1,500 players in the NFL. We can only name 3 or 4 cases of domestic abuse out of 1,500. Now, one is too much. And who knows the women who are strong to speak up. So there can be hundreds of them. But I want to just give it some brevity, just to really break it down. 1,500 players, we named 3 cases of domestic abuse. So 3 men out of 1,500. I believe it's more.
Definitely more.
But it's not really, it's happening so much that... hold on. That's not really the narrative. That's the way it feels because of how it's being reported. But it's not really that. We've had hundreds of people run for president. We only have 1 accused of abusing women. You see what I'm saying? We had 1,500 NFL players. We had 3 accused of abusing women. So I just want to bring some, but that's how the media portrays it. It's a bigger story. It's a more important story than a guy who treats his woman like a queen. unfortunately, that story will never be aired. You know what I'm saying? Or very rarely will be aired. So I don't want to. I get what you're saying, but I look at it in terms of that. Like, it's not really half of the league. It's not a quarter of the league. It's not 20% of the league. It's not 10%. It's not 5%. You see what I'm saying?
Well, thank you for asking the exact question that I was raising, and that's precisely why I was raising it. Thank you for having those statistics, because that brings a lot of facts to bear. Because, again, that type of story creates an emotional reaction for me, as it does everyone, right? So it's important to have those facts on deck when you experience those emotions to counterbalance that. It's not to say that we shouldn't be angered about the Josh Brown story, about what Donald Trump said, about what Ray Rice did, right? But it's important to put it into context, and I'm glad you did that.
Yeah, absolutely. Doesn't excuse it. Doesn't mean we're not going to talk about it.
Absolutely.
Doesn't mean any of that. I feel like Josh Brown should be suspended at a minimum for the rest of the season. And if he's not, then I'm going to start asking the question out loud. So it's okay to suspend black players for this and white players for the past.
Exactly.
So we'll see. They didn't take it on London with them as the Giants went to London this weekend to play. So we will see what happens when they return and this week is over. But I'm watching NFL. We're watching.
Yeah, to be clear, though, it's already an injustice because he is on paid leave right now.
So we're watching. And we got to take a music break. We were long-winded today, so we're going to take a quick music break and come back, and we're going to turn it into rapid fire and shoot through the rest of these topics. Thank you for tuning in on Facebook. Thank you for tuning in on Ustream. Thank you for watching on YouTube days later. We appreciate you. Hope the news is still as relevant for you today as it was on Sunday when we reported it. Knew the man, the writer, the rapper, the revolutionary, the righteous, red chit.
We'll see y'all in a few minutes.
You're going to the Nipsey Hussle, Dave East meets West. If you're watching on YouTube,
all aspects of the set.
we're back with the man show with JB Frank Revolution will be televised.
Indeed.
Now let's get into our latest topic. And we got to talk about Kaleif Browder. We've talked about this young brother a few weeks now. One, because of what happened to him when he was falsely accused of stealing a backpack, locked up for 3 years. Video footage has been released by the police treating him, the inmates treating him, beating him, torturing him, bullying him, to the point where he was actually found not guilty, released from prison after 3 years, got out of jail, told his story, and the pain and the stories of the horrific situations that he was facing while he was falsely in prison drove him to the point of suicide. Jay-Z, we announced last week, he's going to be doing his story on national television. I forget what network it is, but through him and his
Weinstein Brothers
movie deal. They'll be doing a movie on that. And we're very, very sad to announce that we got to rebook that story. Actually, JB and Mel booked that story. His mother passed away from a heart attack. And her lawyers are saying that, tried to defend the son, are saying she literally died of a broken heart. Literally. Like, the fact that her son went through that, she couldn't get him out and then the fact that he was in so much pain that he killed himself, and she found his body, that was just all too much for her to take, and her heart literally gave out. I want to send my condolences to the Browder family. I want to send a fuck you to the justice system, and I don't even know what else to say. This is a heartbreaking story. I'm very happy that Jay-Z took the project on, and the project just took an even more astounding twist with the loss of his mother. And I hope that Jay-Z will do the film justice, and we'll all get to see it. And hopefully, it'll be used as a catalyst to start speaking about justice system reform, JB.
Let's honor this young man's sacrifice, because I mean, let's keep it real. He decided to go to trial. He stood up for himself. He wanted to make a point, and he said that. Let's honor his memory. Let's support the film. Let's support the movement, and let's make sure that we reinsert it into our initiatives so that it can bring about change.
And that means calling your councilman, your senator, your congressman, your deputy, your Supreme Court justice, your judges, your attorneys, public defenders. It means getting involved locally. We talk a lot about this Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump mess. Get involved locally. But back to Kaleif Browder. Mel, anything you wanted to add to that?
Just the whole story is sad. We really need to do something about our criminal justice system, because it's ridiculous that he was in prison for 3 years at Rikers Island for a misdemeanor for something that he was completely innocent of, and his family couldn't pay the bail to get him out. Like, the whole shit is just sad. So I feel bad for his whole entire family, that everybody had to even deal with this whole situation. But at least it gave us the story to spotlight what really does transpire in our criminal justice system, and hopefully we can see some sort of reform come from this.
Hopefully. Tyson Gay, Olympic medal winner, his daughter was murdered at a down south drive-through restaurant, or it's Cookout, very popular down here in the south. And she was there at 3 a.m. in the morning. She was caught in between, was presumed to be gang violence, a gang battle. She was an innocent bystander and was hit in the neck from shots from 2 different cars. And unfortunately, she passed away. First and foremost, condolences to the entire Tyson Gay family.
Absolutely.
It is a senseless, tragic death. Whenever anyone is shot and killed, I think it's senseless and tragic.
Mm-hmm.
When it's a baby, someone that's 15 years old, I just kind of go, God damn. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say. I know I did have a couple questions.
Right.
I don't want to go too far into this, because it's not necessarily an appropriate time when you're speaking about someone just passing away. But I was shocked that she was out there at 3, almost 4 a.m. at 15 years old. My child will be out there.
Right.
And I wouldn't advise anyone to have their child at 15 years of age in the streets at 4 a.m.
Nah.
I'll toss it to you guys.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. What are you doing out at 4 a.m., at 4 a.m. at 15 years old? Like, I know I used to go out to parties and stuff, and granted, I would come home late, but I was never out till 4 a.m. until I was like 17. And even then, that was like really pushing it. I was coming from a gutter, which I had no business being at. But 4 a.m. ain't nothing open at 4 a.m. but 7-Eleven and legs. Ain't that how that old expression goes?
Yep.
So you ain't supposed to be out I'm gonna just skip right over that, at 4 a.m. at 15 years old. That was definitely the first question that came to mind. I know that probably sounds jacked up, and I am totally sorry for his loss, but what was she doing out at 4 a.m. at 15 years old?
Yeah, I had to kind of stop myself from going too far down that road, because these people, this family just lost a child. It does raise the question, but then as I thought about it a little more, Like they were at cookout, you know. So would a 15-year-old hop in the car with their 17-year-old friend if they got the munchies and run down the street to cookout to get some chicken tenders and some French fries? Would that reasonably happen? Would that happen? I don't know that I would allow my kid to do it, but yeah, you know, so who knows? You know, who knows? And let's focus on the real issue, and that is that black gun owners are shooting each other rather than protecting our streets from police violence or protecting themselves from police violence. We are shooting each other, and that is counterproductive, especially now.
Yeah, especially now. We gotta get into our awards.
Yeah,
Our Sheriff Stupid Award.
good God.
I go to the singer Jaheim. Jaheim appeared in an event with a less than stellar comb over pearl. And Charlamagne the God gave him a donkey of the day for his lack of style and lack of course hair. Jaheim decides he wants to go on Twitter and threaten Charlamagne. He's going to beat him up. But that's bad by itself, just on Twitter threatening people. But the worst part about it is he didn't know how to use Twitter very well. So as he's trying to act Charlamagne the God, he's actually adding himself. So he's telling himself that he's going to beat the crap out of himself. He's like, so the post reads like this: Jaheim Soul Singer, I'm going to beat your ass for talking stuff about me. Signed Jaheim. Jaheim Soul Singer, I'm going to kick your ass. It's time to get you served. Signed Jaheim. It's like, what? So Charlamagne retweeted it like, why is he threatening to beat himself up? So of course, well, it'll piss Jaheim off more. What? Okay, I got it wrong. You know what I meant? I meant you. You know what I meant? Just to get that upset and to want to fight. I mean, I'm 40, man. I don't really want to fight nobody. You ain't harming me or my friends and family. We can disagree, man. But here's what I'm going to beat your ass when I see you. Don't talk about my hair. I was just like, catch these hands, open the balls on you. I was like, come on, man. Chill out. So, Jaheim, get the Donald Trump stuff. Shut up, stupid. Because you're just tripping for no reason. Calm down, young man. Or hold it to your hairstyle. Calm down, young woman. You gonna beat us up, man? You gonna come get us, man?
What an idiot! What an idiot! Oh man, let's keep it moving.
Grind and Shine Award, JB. What we got for the Grind and Shine Award?
Oh man, Kevin Hart, baby, Kevin Hart. This dude,
He's winning.
he's just doing the most.
Comedian.
Yeah, man, doing the
You know he has a song out now?
No, he doesn't have a song out.
It's what's like him and
Dropper.
right.
Has a
Exactly.
song out.
Chocolate Dropper. Has a song out.
Dropper. His almost ego. I wish everybody sees his interview with Breakfast Club, because he's sitting there with Charlamagne and interviewing everybody, and then the phone rings, and it's Chocolate Dropper, which is really Kevin Hart. He didn't record himself calling into the show. So Kevin's like, I do what I do, and a comedy thing, and then the phone, we have to call him, and he goes, Kevin, how can you talk about my album? It's Chocolate Dropper. I got an album coming up. You only worry about you and your movie, but we a team. Kevin Hart is like, this guy stalks me. I don't know why he keeps calling. But then the guy goes, what'd you say, Kevin? Don't let me come up there. So they got this whole argument going during the radio show. And I give Kevin Hart credit for that because it's funny. It's almost like the Humpty Hump.
I was gonna say the same thing.
I was sitting there like, that's creative. Yeah, it's cool. The amazing things that he did was he unseated Jerry Seinfeld after a 10-decade-long run against the highest earning comedian per year.
Yes, he did.
Kevin Hart this last fiscal year, which ended a month ago, was the highest earning comedian He had this new
85 million and growing.
No shit.
He has a new movie, What Now Is Out. He earned his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He has his new tennis shoe, I believe, with Adidas, or Nike, whatever it is. His athletic training shoe as a comedian. And man,
It's hard to be in the gym though. Like, have you
he
seen
does.
him?
I watched the Snapchat.
That nigga be getting it. Like, man,
Yeah.
I need his trainer. Shit.
He said every morning, it is all starts. I'm tired. I was on set until 4 a.m. It's now 4:30. I slept for 10 minutes, took a shower. Now I'm at the gym, and I'm going to work out for 16 hours now until my next shoot, which is in 4 hours. I don't know how I'm going to do it. He's at it every morning.
Yeah. You gotta
You
look at
can't
the hustle.
when the time you post it.
Yeah.
He's literally getting up at 5 a.m. to work out every day, no matter what happens the night before.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, he be in the club like, turn it up, it's me and Jeezy, yeah, 3:45, baby. 5 a.m. Y'all saw me in the club, but I'm proud of it. And I'm like, God dang, you motivate me.
Yeah.
Because you can literally, with Snapchat and these social media things, you can literally see it. So Kevin Hart, not just for your comedic efforts and awards and successes, for your workouts. That's inspiring work. Fat people all over America, we give you the grind and shine.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Round of applause, my brother. Round of applause.
We're going to do one more video, come back to sports, and go all the way in. Did the Redskins win today? Let's talk about it after we come back.
Shut up.
I know for a fact Cowboys didn't lose. I know that for a fact.
Shut up.
So we'll go on to this next music video.
Wait, where's the phone stuff?
What happened today?
Shut up. What was happening?
Asshole.
You're quiet.
What I said, maybe it was ours. Maybe it was ours. This is some of the Detroit Lions, because they
Shut up.
Okay, never mind.
God.
Okay.
Stafford, you didn't even score enough points for me on fantasy to justify the goddamn win. So
It's some bullshit.
whatever.
Well, I tell you what, let's start here. Let's rewind a little bit. Let's get into the full sports spectrum. We're going to talk about the games today. We're going to talk a little bit about fantasy, NFL, and NBA. First, let's talk about Ray Caruth.
Yes.
Ray Caruth was a football player for the Carolina Panthers that was found guilty of. He got a girlfriend pregnant. Didn't want to have a baby. He hired a hitman to kill her. The hitman they found the hitman. They found her body in the trunk of the car. She was pregnant. He didn't have a baby, like I said.
8 months pregnant.
Yeah, 8 months pregnant. Come to find out, the baby survived. The baby is now 17 years old. Ray Caruth is up for parole in 2 years. In 2018, he'll be back on the streets. And his son, who survived the hit that was put on his mother, and the mother did pass. She did perish. And that's why Ray Caruth is serving, almost 20 years in prison for this. Her mother and the grandson both said they're gonna, and his son both said they're gonna meet him at the gates when he's released. They want to talk. I got nothing, y'all. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's healthy. I don't know if it's evil. I don't know if it's messed up. I got nothing except this boy doesn't have a mother, and for all intents and purposes, he hasn't seen his son since he was 1 year old. He doesn't have a father either. And I don't know that I can blame him for wanting that relationship. I almost can't understand it, but I can't blame him.
Let's also add to the story that unfortunately he is severely brain damaged because
cerebral palsy.
because of the injuries suffered during the emergency birth and everything that happened. So he struggles just to live every day, just to survive. This is like an incredibly sad story, y'all. It hurts my heart. Maybe this is the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe something good can happen to this. Maybe they'll inspire each other. Maybe their story will inspire others. You know, that's all we can say, man.
Yeah.
It's sad. I just don't understand. I can understand, like you said, I can understand him wanting to have that relationship, but at the same time, like, dude, this dude is responsible for killing your mother. But I feel like the cerebral palsy might have something to do with that. So who am I to tell him that he shouldn't have this relationship? For all we know, Ray Cruz may have gone through some sort of therapy or something like that to make him really deal with whatever it was that he was dealing with that made him decide that he had to take it to that extent to kill his baby mama or his girlfriend so that she wouldn't have his baby. Hopefully, he regrets it. We don't know. We won't know for another 2 years. It's just sad.
Craziness. On a lighter, happier, more pleasant note, at least for me, the Washington Redskins lost today.
Shut up.
Sports news.
Well, and this was a horrible loss for them, because apparently every other team in the division won. Except for us.
And the Cowboys, we didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
So we were number one anyway. So that's
the Eagles beat the damn Vikings.
The Eagles beat the Vikings, and I was at Broncos today talking shit about JB because I was like, I said the Eagles were the real deal and the Vikings were fraudulent. But ever since I said that, the Eagles have lost and the Vikings have won. Until today, where the Eagles beat the Vikings.
Yeah, the Eagles must be up in my fantasy league, man.
They beat the shit out the Vikings today, and the Vikings defense didn't show up today like it has in the past. They show up getting turnovers,
and
they
coming
didn't.
off of a bye week on Wednesday.
Yeah, it was just.
They with the Vikings. They weren't able to score any points. That's what really hurt them.
Mm.
They didn't give up that many. They just couldn't score. And which is my thing. I don't believe in Sam Bradford. And without Adrian Peterson, the worst rushing offense in the league, and then they have Sam Bradford. You can't depend on Sam Bradford to win. Even when Trent Dilfer was a quarterback at the Ravens, they had that turbo offense. They had a solid runner in Jamal Lewis. They had a runner. They don't. So I don't believe in them. And I felt a little bit vindicated because as soon as I said that, it was like the Eagles like, no, you're lying, you're lying. The Vikings like, no, you're lying, you're lying. I'm like, damn it, I'm lying. What the hell? This game kind of redeemed me a little bit. And let's take it to the NFC. I actually brought up the Cowboys for real, and Mel was like, "Why are we talking about the Vikings? They're undefeated." And I was like, "Well, for the Vikings, talking about the Cowboys." But as you can see, I didn't believe, and I don't believe, and they showed me that I shouldn't believe.
We shouldn't talk about the Cowboys.
They showed you in one game
because y'all still have a rookie quarterback.
They haven't looked that impressive to me all season. Like they just haven't. They didn't beat anybody. Well, I was like, God damn, the Vikings are the truth.
Well, and to be fair to them, like I don't think that they're going to the Super Bowl. I do think they're going to the playoffs, though.
I think that too. But that wasn't the talk a week or two ago.
I wasn't saying they was going any farther than the playoffs.
You said they were the best team in the league right now. That was the debate.
They were the best team in the league.
They weren't the only undefeated team. There was no proof that they were the best. There was no reason for them to be the best.
Man.
There were 4 undefeated teams along with them, and I didn't have much admiration for the way they played. So they were tied with 4 other teams as being undefeated, which means they were one of the best. But I thought they were the worst out of those 4, so I was kind of like, no. I think the Eagles are better. The Eagles had lost already, but the Eagles were undefeated at the time. But I didn't think the Eagles were the best team. They lost the Redskins. I didn't think the Eagles were the best team in the league. I thought they were better than the Vikings. And that was what the issue was. Eagles, Vikings, who's the best? And I was like, the Eagles are a better team.
Well, and you know, just
I was right, JB. Just
no. I don't think you are right. I don't think the Eagles are better than the Vikings. They did win this Sunday, and that's fair. But I don't. I think if they were to face each other in the wild card, the Vikings would win. I do. It's just that simple, and we might see that.
You might. I don't know if the Eagles will make it because they can't get past the Cowboys, who are the best team in the NFC right now.
And they didn't get past the Redskins.
Boom! And AFC, what do you guys think about the AFC? Pittsburgh lost Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, it's over.
And Denver has Trevor Siemian, and he's been hurt. It still looks like it's the Patriots, of course.
Yeah.
I still like Kansas City, though. I'm not sticking on Kansas City. I like them.
See, and I feel the way you feel about Minnesota, about Kansas City. I just do not believe in them. And part of the reason why I do not believe in them is because their main offensive threat, their running back, is in and out of the game. He's in and out of the season. He's always hurt. And he is always hurt near or around playoff time, which is just a real, horrible timing. I'm not trusting it. They're doing well now, but I'm not trusting it.
So was that the Patriots and the Cowboys?
Yeah, that's
and
the way.
Seahawks.
The Seahawks are kind of ebbing and flowing. They're up and down. They'll lay an egg one week, and then the next week they'll beat the dog shit out of somebody. It's kind of hard to tell with them what they're going to do. Their defense isn't what it was, though, so I don't believe it as much as I used to.
Yeah, and we're looking at NBA season starts this week. I'll throw out there. I'm looking at Cavaliers and Warriors Part 3, and with Kevin Durant being over with the Warriors. And Cleveland being by far the toast of the Eastern Conference.
You said it, man.
Yeah.
Okay, and plenty of shows to watch. Pitch, excellent show. African American woman, first female pitcher in the MLB.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great show. Check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, I just caught up on that. Mm-hmm. Great show, written by Childish Gambino and his brother, or whatever the other person is. Yeah, Donald Glover.
Mm-hmm.
Great show.
Childish Gambino.
I know. I said Childish Gambino.
I know. I was
it's written by Donald
Glover
Glover and Stephen Glover.
I'm just saying that's his real name. Because some people might not know Childish Gambino is different.
Well, if you like, absolutely. If you like Childish Gambino's music, the star of Atlanta and one of the writers of Atlanta is Childish Gambino, whose real name is Donald Glover. And he's doing the show with his, I don't know if it's a cousin, brother, but Stephen Glover as well. So they kind of masterminded this show. Mm-hmm. And I like that because I don't know who it is, but it reminds me of if I had an idea,
right.
I was made it as a rapper, and then JB was like, let's do a TV show, and we do it together. I just like that. I don't know who Stephen Glover is, but I know they created this show together. And I'm like, that's tight to me because that's his cousin, brother, father, uncle, nephew. It's something.
They the Glovers. Yeah, they the Glovers.
Yeah, the Glover brothers. And also, The Walking Dead returns tonight. Melanie has been sitting here trying to tell me.
Die-hard Walking Dead.
Yeah, she been like.
I'm like, bro, it's not. I didn't even know who caught me still, bro.
Time to go. So, tune into The Walking Dead. It should be on right now.
It is.
Lunar Man Show with Jamie Frank.
Please don't spoil it for me.
We'll be at the Falcons game next week.
Right.
So we will not have a broadcast.
Right.
But we'll do something special for you on next Sunday. You'll have to wait and see. It'll be early in the day. We will do something special for you guys. And then we go into the winter. Then we're right there in November. Yeah, right there in November, fall time. Just check us out on social media, Facebook. We got a lot going on to wind up October. So, good night. God bless y'all. We love you.
If you haven't already, go vote. Early voting is available right now. It's open. I know we're voting early in Georgia, D.C., I think, in Maryland. I think y'all can vote starting Monday. Mm-hmm. Go vote. Mm-hmm. Get out there and vote.
Mm-hmm. Check your voter registration online and keep
Trump out of the White House. Come on, we out.
We out. Atlanta. Issa Rae, watch Insecure.